These witches and warlocks and wizards and sorcerers that's working with my relatives and that are on the property of Delta Manor are currently upstairs doing rituals, was doing rituals last night, doing rituals on my son now, making him sick. Yes, it is a thing. For you intellectuals out there, this is not for you because you don't have the capacity to understand occult rituals or occult practices because it does not fit into the framework in which you were born with. And this is something that they exploit about you, your ignorance. So I'm talking to those who know about occult practices. They've done this in Nevada and they're doing it here. So there's distorted witches, warlocks, and wizards and sorcerers on this property. Building 6, Delta Manor, Beaumont, Texas. This is how they get their daily gift cards. They get a mention, they get a gift card or a spiff or some more occult knowledge. They're doing rituals and making my son sick. They're walking around stomping now and doing rituals in real time. So they can get from the corruption that they're working with, the benefactors, the corrupt government, as well as my relatives and exes, which they are all connected to. They're doing rituals to make my son sick, draining his energy. And they're walking, some of them are walking outside in the building right now. Their occult leaders, maybe, like I said, they're going to give them maybe some more occult knowledge. Maybe that's the deal. Or, like I said, some of them get more gift cards or more bills paid or something like that, or both. But my son, the adult disabled that's been sacrificed, that these people are looking at as walking dollar sign, as their come up, that's who these people are. Delta Manor, Beaumont, Texas, 5740 Northwest Parkway. Across from Parkdale Mall. Building 6. My son is in apartment 6106 and he is surrounded by building 6 people doing baneful work on his energy and tampering with his dwelling space and following me and him around. Connected to X, has dealings with exes and their people. And they're doing rituals. They have poisoned me and my son. We have been sick from those things. We had gotten sick over time span, poison, tampering with groceries, tampering with fast food, DoorDash, all those things, knowing people at all these various spaces and places. He doesn't feel well, and that's thanks to these people. Yes, there are natural things at play, but that's not what's happening in this case. They tamper with the natural so that their baneful workings could have a better shot. These trashy motherfuckers, and along with the trashy authority that they're working with, going in and out of this property, sprinkling shit, in and out of this building, sprinkling shit, chanting shit, sitting their whore asses in the parking lot constantly, following me around, driving in circles, getting their homies and their acolytes, their limp dick niggas. Their weak back, sorry excuse for a male, money hungry cunts and fucks. Following me around, my son, making him sick just like his trashy relatives. They're trash. And you fuck with these motherfuckers, then you trash too. They know the only way to upset me is to make my son sick. The world needs to know how depraved this state, this city, his relatives, and the authority that's here, they need to know how sick they are. This is what puts smiles on these people's faces. So you all need to know how sick they are. This is what they celebrate and clang champagne glasses and wine glasses. This is what you need to know. This is how sick they are. This is how they get to be the Jeffersons. This is how they can climb their snaky, raggedy asses up out of poverty. Southeast Texas, Beaumont, Texas, Park Del Mall, Delta Manor. I got footage, I got pictures, I got videos. I take every day. Of catching the same motherfuckers. Chick-fil-A people, Walmart, employees, Walmart involved. Yeah, I caught them. These are the people who stole from me. And they worked with these various places that my son lived to do it. Oak Leaf Estates, Silsbee, Texas. That's staff and residents there. Woodrow Avenue, Silsbee, Texas. Beaumont Housing Authority, now here, Delta Manor. The common denominator is Housing Authority and the landlords and my relatives. and an X. These are distorted closet witches, warlocks, wizards, because they're cowards, most of them. So most of them is their closet. The others might be as so bold as to be their authentic self, but most of them are closet. They've been siphoning my son, harassing him, torturing him, projecting, constantly making noise, and that's something physical. You're not disruptive, that's intentional. Constantly. And the authority and management or the police or no one else does anything about that. So what do you think about that? It's constant. Delta Manor, Beaumont, Texas, 6206. But it's throughout the whole entire complex. I have attempted on several occasions to be adult, to no avail. I have attempted on several occasions to be adult and communicative in a healthy and assertive and respectful manner on several occasions with the authorities as well as those that are in 6206. And then when you people out there hear me online being upset, you're limited thinking, not knowing that I've attempted to resolve issues with people that don't want to resolve issues because they're getting paid to create issues. Beaumont, Texas. This is a cult. My ex, his people, my relatives, amongst others. Cult. They believe in human sacrifice. They run schemes to get insurance and then cause those people to start having issues so that they can get the insurance, so that they can get income off of them while they're living. And then get insurance when they die, as they manufacture the sickness and then and poison, because that's what they do as well. While acting like caretakers for those very people. They're doing work on me and my son in real time. This is every day, all day. They're still blocking certain conversations and communications from my device. They're still hacking into apps and technology, and it can be done. It's not hard. It's not conspiracy theory. Get educated. They're still driving around like maniacs, They're still doing their same psychological warfare tactics, weirdo shit. They're still sending their weirdo cult motherfuckers following me around in Walmart and anywhere else I go. Two particular Walmart employees that they're really sloppy. I appear and all of a sudden two Walmart employees just out of nowhere come down the aisle and just linger there like they're doing shit that they're not doing. They're trying to make my son, they're trying to make me sick, of course, you know, but they're trying to make him sick so that it's hard for me to take care of him. See, one day somebody's going to get a clue. To have him contrary to what things could be used to help him, to create an issue. I'm going to get these motherfuckers. No, I'm not going. I am. This is a cult. My son and I have been barricaded by a cult that knows everybody virtually in the city and the state, which is why there's been such pervasive problems for us. Period. This is a cult. And they are harassing me and my son. They are violating our human and civil rights. They are tampering with his dwelling. They are tampering with his mail. They are tampering with his life. They are illegally surveilling, and they are abusing occult rituals in his and my energy. They're social media stalkers of mine, starlets, harlots, thieves. These are nothing but a bunch of thieves. That's all they are. Depraved fucking thieves who was stupidly given occult knowledge. Are you okay?
Yeah, how about you?
My son is on the floor vomiting. That's a signature of his trashy aunt and grandmother. Somebody's gonna say, it can be many things. This video is not for you because I don't have 10 years and decades to get you caught up on life and the shit that go on. Now, when we see a telltale sign is when all this stuff start happening, all these people start getting all these new cars and all sorts of stuff, that's because they get spiffs for misfortune that they cause. If they're able to make him sick or me sick, or just various different things they get. This is why sometimes managements and all these places, they'll suddenly have a promotion. They'll suddenly get a new car. All of a sudden you'll see a parking lot full of new cars and it ain't the tax season. That's that kind of stuff. It'd be people who ain't got no jobs. That'd be that kind of stuff. They don't want him and me out of the environment. So they're trying to block me from getting help getting out of the environment. When I say the environment, I'm not just talking about out of this location apartment complex. Because the common thread is not this complex, it's everything. When I leave, they do a lot of more spell work on him as well, as he's more susceptible and my presence is not here. They think this shit is cute. They think it's funny. And that only points at their depravity. They think it's something to be proud of. That they think that this is something to get kudos and smiling and hee-hee and ha-ha. It only points at how ridiculously depraved all these motherfuckers are. Now I gotta go because I got more stuff to take care of. I'm expecting some calls. I'll be making some calls and I gotta go assist my son. But a part of all of this is to keep me so utterly distracted. That's the point of it. Because several, up to 8-9 months back, their whole collaboration was, we're just going to make sure that she is plummeted with so much negativity and cleaning up everything that we're sending to her and her son. Who talks like that but a retarded cunt? A wig back dude who have his head up the ass of his whore. They ain't got a spine of their own. Who talks like that? What kind of group? What kind of community? What kind of religious affiliate talks like that? What kind of Christian, what kind of spiritualist talks like that? What kind of philanthropist, humanitarian talks like that? They're done.